and it's fucking with my shit. If I ever want to monetize in the future, so I'm gonna put my own song under it.
What up? What up? It's Movie Blab. Movie Blab. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Hey, starting soon. That's my Movie Blab song. What'd you think?
It was good.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate the positive reinforcement.
That's right, guys. We're coming at ya. We're coming at ya with some Star Wars news. You probably know what it is if you're tuning in, but it'll be fun to hear us reveal it to you as if you're hearing it for the first time. Happy May the 4th be with you. Happy official Star Wars Day. This is going to be fun. Just tune in. It's coming at you in just a sec. We've got Matt Cragg, we've got Lucia Wilson, and we've got Will Fordyce. Plus, joining us in a little bit after the break is John Laird, the most hardcore fan of Star Wars that I know in this world, and that's even with my brother. So it's going to be a good show, guys. It's going to be really good. You're going to love it. Okay, just tune in. Okay.
I know. I can't wait.
Thank you, Lucia.
Yeah, of course.
That's right, guys, it's time for Movie Blab, and it's gonna be a special May the 4th be with you episode. That's right, it's a Star Wars party and breaking news, Star Wars related. We're coming at ya right now. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Edison, and you're tuned in
to Movie Blab.
The clock has started.
Action! That's right, everybody. It's time for Movie Blab. My guests today are Matt Cragg, Lucia Wilson, and Will Fordyce. Plus, a little bit later, John Laird, and we're talking all things Star Wars, especially the special breaking Star Wars news. Who's going to be directing the next Star Wars? Tune in to find out. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special Star Wars-themed episode of Movie Blab. I'm so excited to welcome my guests. Lucia, let's start with the ladies first, obviously. Lucia, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Cool. And then Will Fordyce, how's it going, man?
It's going great. I'm excited to be here for Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with all of us.
I don't think I can play it, but we can sing it, guys.
Yeah.
Matt Cragg, how are you, bud?
I am great. I just finished finals. Excited to talk to you about Star Wars.
Yes, let's get to it, guys. This is Star Wars Day, of course, and we're celebrating hardcore on Movie Blab because it is one of the most influential movies and movie franchises. It is the most, probably. We'll talk about that. That has ever existed in the world. In fact, as far as my knowledge, it's the only holiday for a movie. Would anyone disagree?
They're trying to bring out
Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Well, that was Friday the 13th before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Christmas movies and Thanksgiving movies.
They're trying to do May the 5th Element.
That's the best. I love that. May the 5th Element. You heard it here. Will Fordyce is suggesting a holiday for the 5th Element. I have to agree. That would be pretty amazing.
I wish they'd make as many. I wish they'd make as many Fifth Element movies as they've made Star Wars movies. That would be really something.
Then, yeah, I mean, it could have worked. Then Bruce Willis would have even more money, right? No?
Oh, yeah.
Can everyone hear me? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get jazzed up for a second, guys. We have a special guest with us on the set. We have many special guests, but as you can see, the main guest that I have to be the most excited about is the one and only Jar Binks is with us. Oh my God, guys. Jar Binks. Wow, look at him. Tongue out. He's actually got the little guy. What's his name?
BB-8.
Yeah,
BB-8,
he's got the little BB-8 on his tongue there. Look, he's about to swallow it because he's such a nasty character. Isn't that right?
Andrew, I love your
He was a pivotal point.
Andrew's absolute revulsion to massive movie franchises just in general. It's just
No, this I have no revulsion about Jar Binks except that I was him for Halloween as a child, and it was probably
so
one of my
fun
favorite
when we were
Halloweens.
8.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as George Lucas has said, this is for kids, and so as terrifying as Jar Binks is, J.J. Abrams, as terrifying as Jar Binks is, I find that he is he's an icon to my childhood, So
I agree. I get behind that. When I left The Phantom Menace in '99, he was so funny. Misa,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Misa,
so classic.
exactly.
Yeah.
Misa Jar.
So the guy who played Jar Binks, Ahmed Best, got so much backlash after playing this role that he almost committed suicide.
Oh no.
Yeah, he went into a huge depression.
So sad.
Well, that was sad news to say while he's there. He's clearly getting emotional. How do you feel, Jar? Oh, that's
How
nice.
wooed! All the people calling me racist. How wooed!
Oh, muy, I love yours. Mr. is humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Exactly, right? It really won't be necessary.
Hey, Jar, you once said that the hardest part for me in that entire situation was all the criticism that came out from a racially motivated point of view. Growing up, being black and wanting to be an artist, which is a very challenging and brave thing to do, it's not easy. We're always faced as black artists with this idea of being a sellout. We have our guard up when it comes to being portrayed as an Uncle Tom, a racist stereotype, or anything. A black person.
I have to agree with everything you're saying, Craig, but clearly Jar is trying to stick up for himself as a fictional character.
No, I was asking for his response, to what people have some said is a racial. The Jar Binks is a racist portrayal of Jamaicans
What did he say?
I wanted to know from Jar how he feels about local governments reopening the economy and the businesses earlier than the CDC or any of these these societies or these organizations are recommending. How do you think that it's a good thing, or what are your thoughts?
You said people gonna die?
Yep. A lot of people are going to die. That's right, Jar.
We said die in here.
Relax, no trouble here.
What yet? Monsters out there, leaking in here, all sinking in no power? When did you start thinking we say in trouble?
Jar, I can't agree with you. Those are really wise words about the coronavirus that everyone should listen to. So for once, he said something of substance.
What do you think about the theory? We were talking about this off air a little bit. What do you think about the theory that Jar is actually a Sith Lord?
Anyone?
I think it could hold water.
What do you
I don't
think?
know if I don't know if I, you know, I just don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't.
I
speak
think
to
the
me.
Force, the dark side of the Force was definitely working through Jar Jar. I don't know if he was a Sith Lord, but
Yeah.
there was evidence that it was in his presence.
Yeah, it's that he's in like every time something like major happens like that leads to the fall of the Galactic Republic, like Jar Jar is there, and you can like kind of see his mouth like moving like from like I guess just what was the bad CGI technology at the time, but like some people have read that as like the dark side of the Force like projecting like through Jar Jar and like making these things happen.
Wow, this is the first time hearing of this, so
Yeah,
a lot to think about.
I wonder what other. I'm sure there are so many conspiracies.
There's so
out there.
many like ridiculous like Star Wars conspiracy theories and like there's all this stuff about like canon like outside of the movies and stuff that I'm not even familiar with because it's just so.
We'll have to find out from our resident upcoming surprise guest, John Laird. Surprise, not surprise guest, John Laird, who's the.
I guarantee you, Johnny's heard about Sith Lord Jar Jar Binks and some of those other like pretty wacky conspiracy theories about Star Wars.
Definitely. There's just so much culture and that it literally has a holiday. It's crazy. It's like as important as the Easter Bunny. So, not everyone can achieve that status with a movie.
I am wearing Darth Vader boxers right now.
If you guys are just tuning in, we are having a Star Wars chill party over here, a little Star Wars and chill in celebration of the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you all from all of us here at Movie Blab. Right, guys?
Yes, for
Happy
sure.
May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Okay, yeah, we know who you are, dude. That's fine.
Maury.
Yeah, whatever.
Molly,
that means.
Molly?
Yeah, whatever that means. All right, that's enough of you. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get to this breaking news that we haven't even discussed yet because we're having so much fun. What do y'all?
Actually, can we dedicate the entire hour to just Jar Jar Binks talk? Like, let's not even talk about
Don't
the
tempt me.
Star Wars.
Don't you fucking tempt me. You hear me? Don't tempt me. Anyway, people love it when I turn to the camera. Apparently, so I'm gonna murder that joke. All right, this has been fun, guys, but it's time to get serious with a serious news update for every even casual Star Wars fan. Right here, let's do this.
Movie News Blast.
It's time for Movie News.
You are fake news.
With news correspondent Lucia Wilson.
Puppet as president.
You are fake news.
Lucia Wilson. Lucia, what is the top news story we all want to know?
Okay, so the top news story is that the Taika Waititi is going to direct and co-write the new Star Wars feature film with Oscar nominee Christy Wilson Cairns.
That is fantastic news. That a woman is writing it with him is one thing, because they were really focusing on those female characters, and it's one thing to do that, and it's another thing to not have women writing some of that, so it's like that's really exciting news. And I mean, obviously he's an incredible director. I mean, I can't think of a better person for this. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah, Taika is probably my favorite director right now.
Wow. I mean, he's a great pick.
Yeah.
He is swimming in cash right now because of to be associated with both the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Star Wars universe. Talk about a payday.
Seriously. Will, what do you think of
don't
this?
think Disney is going to keep their kind of mouse claws in the control? of all of this?
I mean, he was able to work with Marvel on Thor, and they're Disney. So I feel like because of what he just did with being an Oscar-nominated director, and with Jojo Rabbit being a fantastic movie, and I mean Thor Ragnarok is literally, I think, all the proof that you need that he's qualified. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, anyone, even a genius
Disney
can fuck
does
up a
have
movie.
Disney does have a history of meddling and trying to. They kind of get in their own way a lot.
Well, they have a formula, so they usually like to tend to stick to within the realm of their formula.
Yeah, because the last time they gave a Star Wars property to some like up and coming like comedic directors, when they gave the Han Solo movie to the 21 Jump Street guys, we all know how that turned out. Where they fired them in the middle of production and replaced them with Ron Howard, and then that movie turned out to be a steaming pile of garbage. So I mean,
I don't think there's anything that can like mess with the Star Wars universe. Like I mean, I guess Han Solo was kind of an interesting scenario. I'm sorry, Matt. What were you saying?
I don't know, man. Like, a lot of the critical reaction to The Rise of Skywalker was pretty negative. And and a lot of the fan reaction too was like pretty bad. I'm not that I'm saying that Star Wars is in any trouble of losing money anytime soon. It's a cash cow. And that's why they keep making these movies. But it's something to think about looking forward for sure.
I agree.
Can I ask y'all, like, and maybe we could save this for when Johnny gets on. I didn't see any of the like Rogue One, and I didn't see Solo. I didn't see all the extra stuff because I like the core story. I like Jedis. I like the mysticism of it. But do y'all have like a favorite ranking of like which trilogy spoke to you most, or what you like most about each trilogy?
In the newest trilogy that just wrapped up, I love Reylo, Kylo Ren, and Rey. I feel like that. I know. I feel like
you ship.
This is why I want Lucia on. There's a lot of great romance. There's a lot of great romance, and there's a lot more than just like action going on.
You mean at the last 30 minutes of the last movie?
No, and the second movie that people didn't like, my husband does not like that one at all. I loved the sexual tension between them and like the Force, both opposing sides, but really both sides were within both of them. I felt like that was so cool. And I really, I mean, you know, Adam Driver had his shirt off most of the movie. So I'm going to say that the middle one of that trilogy might be my top. And I know that's controversial. I know that. I know this.
I'm actually with you on that one.
The sexual tension was maybe. Oh, what was that, Matt? You like the middle one the most?
Of the new trilogy, I think the Rian Johnson one is my favorite, which was what was so upsetting to me about Rise of Skywalker was when they just sort of dropped him and all of his ideas and just like kind of went a totally different direction with it, which I thought was upsetting. I actually really liked Last Jedi. I agree with you, Lucia.
Yeah, it was good.
Don't y'all think though that like, I mean, anything was going to be better than the ones that came out when we were kids, the episode 1, 2, and 3, right? I mean,
those movies are bad.
I have an opinion.
Yeah,
I think in my opinion, if you don't mind, the like original trilogy that came out, in my opinion, had the best storyline. Like the depth of the story was my favorite aspect of them. I think the lightsaber and the duels and the choreography and some of the cinematography of the prequels were some of my favorite stuff about the earlier parts of the film. And then this one and the last trilogy, I liked all the Force powers and kind of like exploring the dark side and exploring like just the raw power of the Force.
I can appreciate all of that for sure. I feel like in the prequel trilogy,
except Jar Binks.
It's my turn.
Gosh,
In the prequel, I liked the first one so much because it was like in theaters. I was 8 years old. It was really fun to go with like my dad and my brother to go see it. But when Attack of the Clones came out, it was just like politics. And I'm sorry, I just don't want to. I don't need to know about that.
Well, you don't care about intergalactic trade federations and
it was so boring. Sorry, it was so boring.
But wasn't it such a strong comment on our government?
I didn't get it.
Lucas has said that was actually it was about the House of Representatives and the Senate in the 90s.
I mean, how could it not be
underneath Newt Gingrich?
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't interesting to me at the time.
No, it's not that he did a good job with it. It's just that was his inspiration.
Hilarious.
Sure.
I listened to a podcast called Chapo Trap House.
Okay.
And they recently did it's like a left-wing politics podcast, but they recently did a like kind of watch along with all three of the prequels. And one of the guys on there, he kind of brought up, I thought was like an interesting take, where he said each set of trilogies is like a perfect representation of like what Hollywood was at the time that they were made. So like the original ones of the 70s were sort of like a collaborative effort with a lot of people working on it, sort of like kind of the like golden age of Hollywood, making really good like kind of like original properties, like with new ideas and natural effects and stuff like that. And then the prequels that came out in the I guess the late 90s, early 2000s, when those came out, it was all about like the one big name director. And so like where like the original trilogies, George Lucas had to be more collaborative. In the prequels, George Lucas had total say over everything and could do exactly what he wanted. And it was sort of,
some oversight is good, right? But not, I don't think in Tahiki's.
But then what they said about the newest trilogies is like Hollywood overcorrecting on that and taking all the power out of the hands of the director and saying, actually, us, the studio, the major multi-billion-dollar corporation, we are the ones that are going to decide all of the creative control over what's happening and what's going on. And I thought that was a pretty good explanation of how like the three trilogies sort of mirror the three periods of Hollywood and like sort of shifts in the movie industry and what's going on there.
Yeah,
I think that makes a lot of sense. And then using really big actors in the prequels, I feel like too. They did like I feel like they weren't as big in the other two.
Yeah, they did some
trilogies.
They did actually a nationwide search, right?
Yeah, but like Ewan McGregor is
for the
yeah.
new ones. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm saying for the new ones, right?
Yeah. But I'm just agreeing with like the big Hollywood, like also using big actors. I mean, Keira Knightley and who is
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, all of them. Ewan McGregor, they were already big before Star Wars. Well, no, not the young women, but still.
Yeah. Liam Neeson.
Yep, exactly.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, guys. Sorry, I'm just getting Johnny on.
I got a question about the new one that they announced with Taika Waititi, because I've been writing papers all week. I haven't really had much time to look into any of this stuff. Mm-hmm. But did they say it's not a continuation of the trilogies? It's like is it going to be like a spin-off movie, or is it going to be like a start of a new set of trilogies? Did they say anything like that, or is it? I'm
wondering the same. So I don't know if they've said anything.
That gets me to predictions. I want to make predictions. I want to see like what do you like? Obviously, like this movie's going to be way like probably the funniest one. I mean, unless they're going to tell him not to make it funny. I mean, that'll be such a I mean, there's going to be like when it is funny, it's going to be hilarious. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's hysterical. And
that's part of his filmmaking. I mean,
and he saved the Thor franchise for sure.
The funniest Marvel movie I've ever seen.
Because the Thor franchise was kind of struggling. A lot of people didn't like
the first one isn't great.
The first one is okay. I think the first one's okay, and then a lot of people didn't like the second one.
Yeah.
And he kind of turned Chris Hemsworth into one of the most popular Avengers, and
He's
totally
actually making
changed
him
the way
funny.
they depict Thor. And then in later movies, they made him a comedic character rather than just like a straight man.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what Taika Waititi does with this, and if it's going to be a spinoff or if it's the start of a new set of trilogies or what's going on. I'm really looking forward to it.
So Natalie Portman is going to be the new Thor in the new Thor movie. So there's another Star Wars connection there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's because she's Thor's love interest in the first two Thor movies, right?
Yes, and she's going to be the female Thor, which I believe in the comics right now, Thor is a woman.
I did not know that.
I think so. My husband reads comics, and that's what he told me. If he's not right now, he has been a woman.
Well, guys, on the line to tell all the things that need to be told, I believe I'm doing this correctly. Johnny, go ahead and speak and see if they can hear you.
I'm speaking to you live from Texas.
Can you guys hear that?
Pretty quiet.
Little bit.
A little bit.
Pretty quiet.
Okay, go ahead.
What's going on? I caught a little bit of your show, but I thought I shouldn't have it on if I'm talking to you online.
So you haven't been able to work out the Skype?
I think I've got it on my phone if you want to try to call me on Skype.
Oh, okay, great. We'll do that, and then that'll be during the break. Okay, I'm sorry, guys, to interrupt, but I thought there was no other option, and I wanted to see what he wanted to say. Let's get back to what we were talking about for a second.
I don't know. I guess Will, do you what do you think they're gonna do with the Taika Waititi Star Wars? Is it gonna be a start of a new thing or?
Well, I'm not. I can only speculate, but I hope they. I mean, I don't think Disney would do this, but I think they hope. I hope they go back into like the Sith lore and kind of like because there's some awesome like pre-universe stuff before the original trilogy that came out that I'd be interested to see, like the Rule of Two, when like all the Sith like everybody killed each other off, and then they made the Rule of Two, which is there can be one to have the power and one to desire the power. That's where we are today in the universe. So I'd be interested to see if they went back in time before the sequel, any of the movies, and we explored kind of that. But I don't think Disney would do that because they need to kind of like they want to focus on the heroes and the good guys and kind of the triumph of the underdog.
I think in that Clone Wars TV show, that's the one like Star Wars property I haven't watched, and I think I'm going to. And the animated TV show Clone Wars that they do, I think they do explore more of the kind of the background of the Sith and spend a little bit more time as the bad guys. I mean, still set them up as like, you know, as the bad guys, you know, it's not like an anti-hero type of situation, but I think they do explore a little bit more of the lore of the Sith on that TV show. That is something I would be interested to see though.
My understanding, and I'm sure the internet will correct me if I'm wrong, but the Clone Wars was in between. It was the fall of Anakin. It was after movie 2, but before movie 3 of the prequels.
Okay.
So they were going into the fall of Anakin.
Okay.
The fall.
I know that's canon for sure.
I like the idea of them exploring the dark side with Taika Waititi and making it kind of funny, like what he did with the vampire show.
So good.
Oh yeah, doing the shadows.
Yeah. Because I mean, I haven't seen that, and we were talking about this off air a little bit, but it's kind of like dark and funny too, right?
I love I mean, I get more of the funny of it, but I love that show. Like I'm caught up to all the episodes, so it's very enjoyable. It's a documentary style about like vampires and behind the scenes of what they do. I haven't seen the movie yet. Would y'all recommend that?
Oh yeah, the movie is so funny.
I haven't seen any of it. Yeah, no, I haven't seen the TV show or the movie yet, so I'll have to check that out for sure.
Real quick, guys, I'm going to hang up on you and call you again because you guys are a little out of sync. I'm loving this. Happy May the 4th be with you to everyone. That's right. We're talking about Star Wars. We're having a Star Wars party. And my guests are Matt Cragg, Will Fordyce, and Lucia Wilson. Right now we're doing our predictions for this next Taika
Waititi.
Taika Waititi. Helmed installment of Star Wars. It just got announced. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we will speculate. That's what the internet's all about. Speculation. What else, guys? What are we thinking?
I definitely think it'll be funny. I'm excited to see what relationship. I know I keep bringing it back to that, but for me, that's what sticks out the most in all of the trilogies. Like in the prequels, we've got Natalie Portman and that whole thing going on. In the originals, let's talk about the siblings and then Solo. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that works out.
You know, when you see people like the real like crazy Star Wars fans like on Twitter and stuff, a lot of them really do like the Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley like relationship. They stan Kylo. What did you call it? Reylo. They stand Reylo.
Yeah, I mean, it's so like empowering, and he's the son of Princess Leia and Han Solo, but he's bad. Is he bad? Right? I think
he was struggling with what he was doing the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that it's like he's not just the dark side of the Force, and she's not just the light side of the Force. I don't know if you guys, I don't want to spoiler alert, but she's clearly she could go either way, just like Harry Potter could go either. I mean, yeah, of course, that is true. I agree. I think they did a good example with them.
Craig, what do you got?
I was just gonna say, Disney tweeted out the other day, in preparation for a celebration of May the 4th. They said, and this is from the Disney Plus account on Twitter. They said, by sharing your message with us using hashtag May the 4th, you agree to our use of the message and your account name in all media in our terms of use here.
OMG, wow, they agreed to I just agreed to a bunch of shit just by having that banner up there. That's
and
crazy.
Then like some people were like saying like, oh, this is crazy, and using the May the 4th hashtag, and they were like going through Twitter to like get people's accounts blocked who were like tweeting like negative things about Star Wars using the May the 4th hashtag. Like they are an insane like massive conglomerate and like are like hyper obsessed with controlling information and what comes out about Star Wars, what Star Wars is going to be like. I mean, that's what I'm most interested in for the Taika Waititi thing going.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you now to John Laird. The only person I know who is a literal Star Wars genius aficionado. He is ready to weigh in on everything we've been saying with his perspective on all of this. Johnny, why don't you tell us what you are thinking? Just a second. He's ready to go.
You should see his house. It is insane with just like memorabilia lined up.
I just gotta unmute the guy. I think he's muted for some reason. I can't seem to unmute him. But he's looking so Johnny. Good. He's looking amazing. Why don't y'all chat for a minute while I figure that out? Sorry. So many people want to weigh in today on this whole thing.
Do you guys want to take some trivia?
Yeah, sure.
Some Star Wars trivia. We can do it together. Okay,
you want to do a little trivia? Here we go, trivia intro. That's right, guys. It's time for trivia.
It's time for Movie Trivia Blab
with Lucia Wilson.
Woo! Okay, we're ready?
Yep.
Okay, so which Star Wars movie was filmed entirely in the studio? Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, or Attack of the Clones?
What you got, guys?
Attack of the
Attack of the Clones.
Ooh, we got an X on that. Let's see what the answer is.
Oh, I'm
okay,
sorry.
the answer is Revenge of the Sith.
That's right. Revenge of the Sith is the answer, guys.
No
Nobody
location
got the
shoots.
answer.
Everything in front of green screen.
Yeah.
Are you saying
okay.
Mustafar wasn't on location?
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. Which of the three main heroes of the original trilogy, Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, in the first Star Wars trilogy refused to sign a 3-picture deal?
Han
Harrison
Solo.
Ford, Carrie Fisher, or Mark Hamill, or they all signed?
That's Harrison Ford.
I would say they all signed.
They all signed? Which should we go for?
John, do you
That's
know?
my guess.
Read John.
All of
They all signed? Ooh.
Yeah.
It was Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I was
my
right.
God. Johnny, congratulations. You're
Congrats.
already
You're
just
the
the
trivia
expert.
king.
What an entrance. That's right, guys. We're joined by John Laird, the biggest Star Wars fan I know in the universe. Johnny, how are you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yeah.
hear you. Can you hear us? Hello.
So I'm
Okay.
great. I'm looking forward to all this stuff coming out. That's about all I know.
All right,
Watch-
amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about him, but I thought it was Reese Darby that was the character, but I guess not.
Oh, you're disappointed about that?
No, I just didn't know. New Zealanders all sound alike.
That's true.
Well, Johnny, come on. You got to weigh in a little more than that. What do you think about the choice for the director?
I think it's good. I really like The Mandalorian. I think they'll do it right. And
Do you trust the director or do you trust the studio system?
A little bit of both. I like what he's done on The Mandalorian, and they're really gonna. What I'm more interested in coming out is the TV series that what's her name, Lisa.
So Johnny, you're telling me that I brought you on this show as the biggest Star Wars aficionado I know, and you're not excited about this breaking news?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be 2.5 years before anything comes out.
Wait,
What
Johnny,
do
did
you
you say?
Yeah,
What?
Johnny.
Did you
Johnny,
say you don't like the Mandalorian?
He does.
No, I think it's really great.
I
Okay.
forgot that Taika Waititi, he directed a couple episodes of The Mandalorian, didn't
Oh,
he?
I see. Okay. So do you know any have you seen? Do you know specifically which episodes you've seen that he's directed, Johnny, or no?
I've seen it. Of course, a lot of it's with IG-88. I've actually seen Jojo Rabbit, so it was kind of funny. No.
He plays a droid. He plays a droid in The Mandalorian, doesn't he? Doesn't he, Johnny?
Doctor?
Yeah, IG-88, the assassin droid.
The assassin droid.
Oh.
That's why I thought it was Reese Darby because of the accent. You still see me?
Oh yeah.
Dude. Looking good.
Awesome.
So, real quick, I know you wanted to share. I wanted you to share some of the huge collection of Star Wars swag that you have, which I thought would be a fun part of the Star Wars party over here. Lucia, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. You look sad for a minute.
Thanks, but you can see some of the stuff here. My R2 ice cooler and original X-wing painting and some other stuff.
Cool.
What else you got? How do you acquire these things? Oh, how do you acquire these things?
The internet.
Yeah, you didn't really time to prepare for this, so I got out what I could.
Okay, Johnny. Well, I appreciate you weighing in on this stuff. We're going to all take a break, and we'll be back with a little intern corner and then our general thoughts on Star Wars and its impact on our culture. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds great.
All right, guys, stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Movie Blab. That's right, guys. That's what you're watching. It's Movie Blab, and this is our Patreon page. Check it out if you want. It's an awesome website to support shows like this. So we'll be right back, guys. Will, what were you going to say? Go ahead, Will.
I was going to say movie blab.
Movie Blab.
Andrew,
Movie
just so you know,
Blab.
you're no longer sharing your screen with us.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you so much. Oh my God, my heart leapt that it was worse news. Like, just so you know, dude, you're not live.
Oh. No, I would have told you that much earlier.
Yes, good. I'm glad there's someone monitoring.
It still looks right on the Facebook page.
Hell yeah. Any comments on usually on my personal pages, some comments.
I
But
don't
maybe
see
not.
any comments, and I don't think John is in a TV.
Is in a TV? No, he's not. He's not in a
Okay.
TV. I haven't had time to put him in one.
Cool.
John, are you going to stick around? I think you should.
I can, yeah.
If you want to. Okay. Will you turn your thing sideways? Will you turn your thing sideways for us? Yeah, don't worry about it. You're fine. He looks like part of the scene. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna just grab some tea.
Cool. John, are you related to someone named Greg Laird?
Don't know him.
Okay, then never mind.
John, this is Lucia. Lucia, John.
Nice to meet you.
Meet you. Can you hear my soundboard?
You have a soundboard up? No. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. That one's mine.
Power to the dark side. Yes, the thy strength flow from the force.
Can't see shit with this on.
Yo, guys, for the people at home, Crag, what are we doing here?
Huh?
Give us a quick recap of what's going on the show for people just tuning in.
Oh, for people just tuning in, everybody, we're just enjoying and celebrating May the 4th day, the Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. We recapped some of the recent news that came out from Disney about a new Star Wars movie directed by Taika Waititi and co-written by Taika Waititi and the woman, her name is escaping me at the moment, but she wrote
Lucia.
1970. I feel really bad that can't remember her name at the moment. But we talked about that. We talked about Disney. As
she is a screenwriter. Screenwriters always get a bad rap.
That's true.
They don't get the
respect. Can't get no respect at all. We talked about Disney as a massive multi-billion-dollar conglomerate, and that is controlling all media. We talked about whether or not they will get in their own way in allowing Taika Waititi to realize his own creative vision for Star Wars. But if The Mandalorian is any indication of what might happen, they could get this right, Andrew.
I agree. We're back, guys. That was the perfect recap. Very
We lost Lush.
No, I'm here.
Well, here we are, guys. It's Star Wars Day here and in the world. So it is so nice to be with you guys and be celebrating it with some of my greatest friends. That's Lucia Wilson. Needs to fill up her screen, but she's there weighing in on all the feels of Star Wars and all the celebs and stars. We've got Will Fordyce. He's got a lot of experience in the sci-fi realm. He loves these types of movies, and he's a big Star Wars fan. Isn't that right? Sorry, I just burped.
For the dark side.
The dark side. And then, of course, Matt Cragg, our resident movie aficionado. Matt,
What?
Good to see you, bud. You're going to see a lot
Always,
of Matt. You're gonna
always
see a lot
good
of
to
Matt
be
on the
here.
show.
I got a break from school for the next month, so I just want to let all the Movie Blab fans out there know you'll be seeing a lot more of me.
Yes, exactly. Who knows how many more shows I'm going to be doing because Matt Craig's just down to clown. But, I got to keep it careful because sometimes I can put my friends, they can get a little streaming fatigue.
I'm rearing and ready to go.
Yeah, which I don't suffer from. Yeah, exactly. None of us do, right, guys?
No, I love it. Anytime, I'll be here.
Hell yeah.
Johnny, can you see out of that helmet?
Yeah, I can see.
Well, can you see well?
Well enough.
Well enough.
You look good, bud. You look really good.
Johnny, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie or segment of movies?
Honestly, my favorite part of the Star Wars saga is the Clone Wars animated series.
Yeah, you're big into Clone Wars. Yeah, that's a hot take right there. That's a hot take.
That's a fan take. That's a true fan take.
Yes.
That's what I've heard from true Star Wars fans. They love the Clone Wars show.
This latest season started off real slow, but it's finally getting back to some good stuff. But it's darker. It explains more. It gives more contextual stuff to the characters. It's just got more to it. And when you want that, information, what about this and what about that? It gives it to you.
Yeah, totally. I think that some people are there for. I think Star Wars has a little bit for everyone, and I think that's why it's so successful, right? I mean, think about all the movie beats they hit, like the movie deals.
Yeah, George Lucas, didn't he study Joseph Campbell's story arcs, and he merged a lot of the story arcs that
the hero's journey.
Yeah, yes. They have, but they also have the perspective of the scoundrel, and they delve into a lot of different. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The character archetypes.
That stuff is really fascinating if y'all haven't read the Joseph Campbell stuff yet. I wrote a paper on that last semester.
If you're a writer, the writer's journey is its own version of it, using all of the original info, and it breaks it down in a way because it's dense.
Yeah.
This book that you're recommending, Matt.
It's literary theory. I mean, that stuff is really
of course, literary theory is.
Exactly. Let's get back to Star Wars though.
Are you sure? Because I do love a little bit of literary theory, especially when it comes to movie to book to movie adaptations. Don't you, Crack?
Sure.
Okay. Let's get back to Star Wars. Should
we do some more trivia before we get back in?
I think we should do a little trivia. This sounds like the perfect time for a quick little trivia. That's right, guys. It's Movie Blab time for a little Star Wars trivia.
For Movie Trivia Blab.
Star Wars
All
edition.
Right. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
What actor pulled out of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when he discovered that non-union actors were being used in the film? Gary Oldman, George Clooney, Gary Coleman, or Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Oldman is my guess. I'm going to go with Gary Oldman as well.
Okay, Andrew.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. Okay, I'm going to guess that. We'll see. And that is correct.
Oh my God, incredible, guys. Most of us got it.
Also, that is so George Lucas to use non-union actors.
Yes. It's like if you want to work on Star Wars, you have no rights. Because there's plenty of people out there who will do it for no rights. I'm a psychopath. That was, George Lucas.
And that's when we get shut down. Bye, Movie Blab.
Yeah, this episode is probably not going to last. I already have a warning from YouTube for accidentally showing some movie clips that had some nudity. But it's okay. Shout out to YouTube. I forgive you, and you can forgive me. Right, guys?
Can you... Never mind. We'll delve into that later.
Worst comes to worst, they'll ban me from posting episodes for a week. Whatever. I love Star Wars, and we're celebrating it here. We don't have to celebrate every aspect of it, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Disney?
Maybe.
Do
That's literally the point of May the 4th.
I am excited about it, and I do love Star Wars. I grew up with the top, the first 3 on VHS. My brother was so obsessed with it that I just
that's your brother's a huge Star Wars.
I know.
fan.
I asked him to be on here, and he didn't text me back. I think he's busy, but I so much like I've known what this movie is before any other movie, probably. Thanks to him.
The thing about Star Wars is it's been a movie that kids have grown up with through so many generations, right? Because
Definitely.
there's the ones in the 70s, and then for people our age that when it came out, when the prequels came out, and then now for kids now with the new movies, it's just and people just have a lot of real nostalgic feelings about Star Wars. And I think that's part of the reason why it's so successful. And it's one of the reasons why I love it so much. Because I had all the toys growing up. I watched all the movies with my dad and really, really enjoyed Star Wars. So
yeah, I think I have to agree. It's it means a lot to a lot of people. Some people more than others. What you guys got any? I think John is my only example of literal fanatic. I mean, I don't think I think Johnny, you're underselling it because we're live or something. But you are a huge Star Wars nerd.
It's a habit.
Come out of the closet as a Star Wars nerd. Let's go.
I mean, he's literally wearing a Boba Fett.
Yeah, but the words coming out of his mouth don't really match the mask.
I'm not Boba Fett. I'm Booba Pet.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Hey, Johnny, when did you crawl out of the Sarlacc pit? There are some rumors. I don't know if it's in comic books or the Mandalorian, where I've seen some people online saying that they think Boba Fett actually survived the Sarlacc pit. Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, he spit me out because it tasted bad.
Too chewy, huh?
I just lost him. Sorry.
Too much spice.
Man, oh man.
Johnny, I wanted to ask, we were talking about this before you got on the call. Do you think this, with this new movie with Taika Waititi, is it going to be is it going to be a spin-off like something like Rogue One or the Solo story, or is it going to be the start of a new trilogy?
They haven't said much. The only thing they've talked about is the other TV series, which I'm kind of looking forward to, is the Obi-Wan. The
young Obi-Wan series, yeah.
When he gets sent away, I mean, Obi-Wan is such a great character. I'm not real interested in the Rogue One French guy. I can't remember his name right now, but his stuff before Rogue One, it could be good, it could be whatever, but I just don't have a really direct connection with him.
Right.
Man.
Who knows about this movie? It could be whatever. They've opened it up to where they can have, many different storylines that have nothing to do with Skywalker now. It's over. Skywalker's gone.
It sounds like there's some grief in your heart about the Star Wars franchise. Do you have some resentment about certain aspects of things?
Actually, right? I don't. I think that they finally, the third series kind of put it all there. If they want Rey to continue on, that's great. And if they do that, that could be pretty good as well. But you got to have the light, the dark with the light. So that means they got to come up with some new kind of darker, characters, and that could be good as well. You get some new life into it.
Especially yeah. Go ahead.
The movies have been, all of the trilogies have been about Skywalker so far.
Yeah.
And then the last of the Skywalkers have fell out.
What do you mean?
Well, just there's no other Skywalkers right now.
There's nowhere else to go with the Skywalker story.
Oh, right. Yeah, they had to burn something.
Rey said that her last name was Skywalker, but that's not the bloodline.
No. I want to know if Obi-Wan and the Mandalorian Queen actually had a kid. That's what I want to know.
Is that a spoiler?
No, I think that's a fan theory.
It's a fan. Yeah. What are
fan.
some of the crazier fan theories that are on your radar, Johnny?
I haven't been really into theories since the movie came out, but that's always been kind of in the back of my head. You know, did Obi-Wan actually, get it on?
Yeah, because Jedis aren't allowed to bone. So, but you would imagine.
Well,
Wait,
by-
Jedi's
No,
aren't
they can't
allowed
have
to bone?
attachments.
No.
No, they can't have attachments. They can. I mean, they can't seek pleasure and stuff. They can't have emotion, but they can. I guess they can fornicate.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, Anakin did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, people seem like they've had sex.
but like he got in trouble for it, right? Like he wasn't supposed to do it. Like that's why they had to keep their relationship a secret. That's why they got married.
Did you watch the religious re-edit?
No,
I'm just kidding.
it's like the Jedi Order is like a weird like Jeffrey Epstein like boy slave cult, and they're like no, like we raise you from a young age, and you won't be with any women, and you just got to listen to what all these old men tell you what to do.
Well, Leia became a Jedi, right? And she had kids and stuff.
That's true.
So
it seemed like they got laxer about it in later years. I'm just saying the prequels, like that was like a big overarching thing, right? Like that he like wasn't.
Well, I think I think what it is, if you don't mind my nerdiness, is
No, go for it.
you're not supposed to have attachments that like mess up your judgment. Like if you're going to go save your kid or this village, that's going to mess up your judgment. Whether you don't have a kid and you can go save this village, you don't have an attachment to any kind of like family members, or you don't have an attachment to like something that's going to keep you from like just letting go and doing your duty. Exactly.
do you think that things maybe changed once Anakin killed all of the child Jedi?
Everything changed that day, Lucia.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe
It's
that's
like everything's changing today with this breaking news. Crack's running away. I just saw his butt crack. Live.
So are you theorizing, Lucia, that because so many younglings were slaughtered that they needed to produce more Jedi? So they were like, okay, let's lower this rule so that we can get some more Jedi produced.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, why would they bring Leia in to be a Jedi? I mean, I know her dad was and all of that, but still, I feel like
there wasn't like much of an order at that point, right? Like at that point, it was pretty much just Luke, and he's the one that taught her, right?
Broom. Don't forget the kid with the broom, right? I mean,
the kid with the broom. How could I forget the kid with the broom?
Well, yeah. Also, that's the stuff that they threw away from the movies that they were setting up. Is like anybody could be a Jedi. It doesn't have to be a bloodline. It doesn't have to run in the family. It's just the Force is all, and the Force is with us.
Johnson movie.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I was just agreeing with you. I was saying, that was like the whole thing with the Rian Johnson movie. And then with Rise of Skywalker, it was like, no, actually it is all about bloodlines. And they just sort of like threw all that away.
Well, it's just the important bloodline make the story.
What did you say, Johnny?
It's the important bloodlines that make the story, but there are other, there's room for other Jedi to come out. It's just whether or not they're, as powerful as the Skywalker bloodline.
There we go.
So is that setting up some kind of hierarchy, like the bloodlines of importance are at this status, and then just the trash bloodlines? You can use the Force, but it doesn't really like amount to anything. Is that what you're saying, Johnny?
I feel like
you can't create a dyad or something like that, and some of the higher levels, it's like the Masons.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're starting to get into like Jedi eugenics here.
I'm trying to get these nerds on here. Come on.
I think the Force is just through anybody. I don't think it has to have, because then I guess that gets into more metachlorians and stuff that's set into that came from the prequels. But I think that there's the Force in all of us, is what like Yoda was saying.
Lucia, I have a question for you actually.
Sure.
Because the nerds like us we're gonna complain and like nitpick all the Star Wars movies, but at the end of the day, we're still gonna go see them all, right? So like, how does Star Wars continue to appeal to a wider audience in like a pop culture sense?
I think changing to really having I feel like this last trilogy did a lot to appeal to me. I feel like if they didn't do it the way that they did, having a woman be the main Jedi that we're following and having that the familial ties are also really important because we all want to see what young Solo's up to. Right. I love that. But yeah, I liked that the other one that happened right before Darth Vader is capturing Leia. I don't remember which movie that is.
First one?
No, it's not. It's not in the trilogies. It's one of the outliers. But I like
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. I didn't love it, but it was one of the ones that kind of brought me back into Star Wars after the prequel trilogy really kind of turned me off because the politics and it was just boring to me.
Yeah, I don't mind political stuff. But Go ahead, Johnny.
Can we all agree that we're happy that Rey and Ben did not procreate? I mean, I cannot imagine them being like the power couple, and it was just thank God that he died.
Once Ben killed his dad, he was past the point of no return. I felt like we didn't want to see him in a relationship with her, but the sexual tension that was there, the chemistry that was still there, and then him kind of being absolved of what he did before dying was really cool. I agree with you. They should not have kids, and he's he should be done. But
#toxic.
Yeah. But I shipped them the whole time for sure.
Though I think the way they did do that, if they were because they clearly wanted to make them like a love interest thing, right? But the way they did it by not having them have kids and being able to end the Skywalker story there, I think it's for the best for the franchise. And then I'm excited to see where
maybe it's not over.
It also could just be not over. They could do more movies with Daisy Ridley because she's, still around.
Well, what I'm saying is Anakin Skywalker was conceived of the Force, so maybe Kylo Ren could do something with that where
virgin birth.
He can still produce. Yeah, because they had that with Anakin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's good now, so he's not like the Emperor.
That's true.
Hey, what do you think, Andrew? What do you want to see out of the Star Wars franchise going forward?
I want to see more. I like the ones that have that are a ride, and that's why I liked the first one in the reboot.
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, and then what's the one where they go to the casino?
That's Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. I like Last Jedi.
Last Jedi was good.
Yes.
It was a good one.
I agree.
For me, as a casual Star Wars fan, nah. What do you think, Johnny? Go ahead.
I like bits and parts. In the first, one, I love the fact that they bring back the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a great.
To me, the Millennium Falcon is one of the
knows that.
best characters, right? The second one, the casino thing didn't really get me. What got me was the saber fight with Rey and Ben, helping each other. That to me was like,
against the spin-off of the Imperial Guards, like the red stormtrooper guys.
Yeah, that to me was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, that was
I
a great
agree.
fight. That was a great fight.
And I like that the whole time they're connected.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, talk more about it. I want to hear what Johnny. I want you to ask Johnny a few questions about the romantic aspects of Star Wars. Let's throw this at all of us as nerdy dudes. Like, what do you think? What do you think about romance's place in Star Wars, the franchise, Lucia?
I mean, it's completely integral to every single story. Even the siblings, when they don't know that they're siblings, there's that relationship that you also maybe want to see go places until you find out they're siblings, of course. But I feel like it's a driving force for everyone. If Natalie Portman hadn't died, would Darth Vader ever have become Darth Vader? You know?
Yeah. What do you think, Johnny? I've never heard you talk about the relationships.
They play around with a lot of taboo stuff, right? So, the incestual stuff with Luke and Leia.
Yeah, man.
That's,
whoa.
and, Padme is basically robbing the cradle. I mean, she's got to be,
For
Yeah,
sure.
and,
the age difference is
they play
creepy.
around in the third series. Is Rey and, Finn going to happen? And then it doesn't, and then...
And Finn was supposed to be gay, right? Did you guys hear that? No.
3PO and R2-D2 are gay.
I think Disney shut down the relationship between Finn and the pilot in that movie.
Disney again, just not.
That's what I heard. I don't know if you guys remember the hug between them, but I felt like a kiss kind of belonged there.
Let's see some John Boyega, Oscar Isaac porn. Yeah, sure.
But
I'm sure there's some fan art out there that probably addresses that.
I'm sure.
Fan art is the right word for it. I think I'm wondering if what was I about to say? I'm wondering if you think that that maybe that scene you were talking about, maybe it's the fact that they don't kiss that makes you even more enticed by their romance in a Jane Austen kind of way,
Maybe. I will say I'm disappointed by the love interest that Finn had. They totally dropped that string.
It seemed like such a throwaway. And
yeah, they threw it away. Yeah,
they were just kind of like, yeah, and we'll give him a girl too.
Yeah, and while this latest trilogy does the best with the Bechdel test and everything, I still feel like they did that character really poorly by just kind of shutting down her relationship with Finn. And I mean, I know she was Leia's new second in command, but it was still a real throwaway.
Are you talking
the Asian character?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the girl in the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, because there's what is that actress's name? It's Rose something.
Yeah, let me see.
Well, at the end, Lando's gonna crush it, right?
What's he gonna crush?
The other girl that was a stormtrooper, but then she didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And then Finn was kind of trying to, I'm going to hang out with her more than the Asian girl.
That's right.
And at the end, Lando's going to say, hey, baby, let's go find Dad.
Yeah, and that's they did a lot of things. They set a lot of things up in Last Jedi that they just totally abandoned.
Yes.
Skywalker.
Well, yeah, I think that's a part of the nature of the beast, though, right? To make so many movies without having, I mean, I'm sure he had his plan for them, but even now, it's a real stretch. You've never seen. It's a challenge that when someone takes on Star Wars, it's one of the hardest directing challenges I can imagine. like right now, right? I
Well,
mean,
I'm just kidding. Just all the people breathing down your neck the whole time because they have so much invested in this intellectual property.
Yep.
And they have they've hired probably like McKinsey consultants and stuff to like look into everything and like make sure every little thing is gonna go right. And it's like it's hard to like have like real true artistic expression in an environment like that. And I really do think, I mean, we talked about this before, and I'm sorry to keep bringing it back to this, but like, is Disney going to get in their own way with this stuff? And I think it's a real possibility.
Me too. But because they've cranked out so many of them that it's hard to like maintain the excitement. And I think that he makes exciting movies. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the big draw there. And I mean, he's got all the qualifications. It was a mind-blowing choice because it made perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Well,
if anyone can make it work, it's going to be him.
That's true.
So I'm optimistic. Go ahead, Johnny.
What about Jon Favreau? I mean, he's the push behind the Mandalorian, isn't he?
Yeah, but
very
that's
true.
TV,
he's
like
busy.
Yeah, like, dude, have you seen The Lion King or any of these like recent Disney remakes that he's doing live action?
No.
They're not great.
I watch those and tell me if you think he should direct Star Wars still. Because he in terms of repeating things and just doing things again, oh my god. And then also like when he does add stuff, it's not good. So no offense to anyone who likes those films, but I find them intolerable.
No, the live action remake.
Is that coming from
Lady
them
and the
or is
Tramp.
that coming from Disney?
Well, he's the director of the movies, and the way he, I don't know. I mean, it's just like, check out The Lion King.
I think he's doing great with Spider-Man.
What? You're saying he's a corporate guy. He's a
corporate shill.
Yeah, I'm saying the collaborations that I've seen with him and
he's a Disney puppet.
Oh no, this is never gonna be seen.
I
can't wait to get off this stream and find out it's already been taken down.
We're gonna get shadow banned for all the controversial takes on Disney as a corporation.
Disney Dementor is gonna come to my house.
Listen, I'm of the opinion that not every single movie should be made by Disney, and it's starting to turn into that.
Yeah, exactly.
They disagree.
It's starting to feel that way. What'd you say?
I feel that way, and they disagree. They clearly.
Do you want to represent Disney for a minute so that they have something to say? You know.
Who, me?
No, Will.
Oh well, yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you want to represent Disney for a minute? You know, just give Disney's side of things. What do you think?
I mean, first of all, they have a theme park.
That's true. The theme park.
You're convincing me.
Damn the coronavirus! I want to go to that Galaxy's Edge.
All I heard was Galaxy's Edge.
He said, "Damn that coronavirus! I want to go to Galaxy's Edge."
Yeah, they got to give you some good news. I mean, I'm sure a lot of.
I'm in Michigan right now. I'm in Michigan.
Make sure you show the orange tip of your gun. It's a fake gun, everyone.
Yeah.
The Facebook censors, all the censors, the Disney censors. Fuck censorship. There's a great movie called This film is rated R, or this. It's a documentary about how fucked up the whole rating system is and all that kind of shit. And that's like, there's just a lot of censorship
Isn't that
out
Aronofsky?
there. Even when it comes to just talking about movies. What'd you say?
Isn't that Aronofsky?
Aronofsky. No, the documentary.
That did The Fountain and.
Yeah, I know Aronofsky is, but I don't think he's. I don't know, Johnny.
I think he did that.
He did what?
This movie is unrated or something like that.
Oh, this film is not yet rated is the name. I didn't know he did that. It's something I really want to rewatch. But yes, of course, there's a lot of that involved with this Disney, which is a family franchise. That's another big difficulty because even Thor was Thor R?
No, none of those Marvel movies are rated R.
Deadpool is the only
PG-13?
R-rated ones. Yes. Let me see.
But Deadpool's not technically the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They made that like outside of it, right?
I
Yeah, but it's
think
still
the
Marvel.
next one is going to tie them together. He's going
It's
to
actually
be
going to be in the MCU.
Yeah. He's because he breaks the fourth wall, he's going to be that bridge between X-Men and MCU.
Okay.
Yeah. William
Because
is
they just
telling me-
that's right. They just got all those properties from Fox. That's part of the reason why they bought Fox.
I know. I'm on Disney Plus all the time watching The Simpsons, and as we get into
I love
newer
you. We gotta do
seasons,
that.
it's so fun. The newer seasons are there's so much less like Homer's not drinking as much beer. There's a lot more family stuff than.
Interesting. Yeah, I've heard good things about
Yeah.
recent episodes. Like it's kind of picked back up.
I like them. I'm a Simpsons person. It's okay. It's okay. I accept
too. 100%.
Yeah.
Me too. Simpsons is my Star Wars.
it.
I do just want to say, like, I don't know how much time we have left, but I do want to say though it is incredible what those 3 original movies have spurned off into, like the massive intellectual property that it's become. You know, the amount of money that they pour into it, the amount of content that they make, the amount of people that go and see those movies, just from like 3 like kind of low budget like sci-fi movies with like pretty much like no name actors that were made like in the late 70s and early 80s. And it's like
For
really
sure.
it's really impressive that that's like what came of that.
For sure.
And the
I mean,
world
they
of it
changed the
deserves its-
landscape.
Yeah, and the world of it
Yeah.
deserves the praise, and it deserves the holiday.
That's
May
why it's
the
got its
fourth
own
be with you.
holiday. Yep.
And may the 4th be with all of you guys. This has been a great episode. It's been so fun chatting about Star Wars, something I've learned a lot about Star Wars doing this, and I thought that might
Me
be the
too.
case. Yeah. But there's a Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I'm glad I hopped on here last minute.
Yeah, dude, you really helped me out because
I'm a big Star Wars fan.
you kept me from embarrassing myself. I'm sorry if I was a little quiet in this episode, but I feel like I had more to learn than to say. And sometimes as a host, that happens, you know, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah.
Johnny's got a cool mask.
It does.
What'd you say?
It did look like you were touching his face there.
Thank you.
It did, yeah.
The CGI budget is
Like-
huge here. Yeah, like a bald person
there it
constantly
is.
rubbing his head, right? Well,
Got hit in the head. Not quite right. I got hit in the head here.
okay, guys. Well, it's been super fun. This has been Movie Blab, everyone's favorite live stream of where we blab about movies, because it's the only one, so it's got to be your favorite. That's right, guys. You can tune in on Periscope. You can tune in on YouTube. You can tune in on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on twitch.tv/movieblab. You should tune in on your favorite platform and reach out to us and let us know what you think of the show. I'm sure a lot of you are mad by some of the things that we say. Especially you.
guarantee.
Yeah, and that's why we don't mind hearing from you. And if you guys get mad enough, we'll probably do a follow-up episode. So please react with us, interact with us, and like is a great reaction with the haha emoji. What's everyone's favorite emoji reaction on Facebook? There's a new one. It's called the care emoji. You could drop us one of those. Do you have one? The heart.
They have the bird.
I like to heart. I like to heart things.
Mine's go wow.
Is the wow. I love the wow.
I'm a
It
classic.
works for
Oh,
most
and-
situations.
Yeah, it does. The wow works in a lot of situations, and then the classic like.
I'm just a classic thumbs up.
yeah.
Hey, good job.
Mine's the haha, so we all have our favorite emojis, guys, because we knew you were wondering at the end. During this, you were probably thinking to yourself, like, I wonder what their favorite emojis are. And so we figured that out for you guys, because we love Movie Blab and you love us. So we will see you tomorrow night for some more shit. It's going to be great. This is a really fun party for Star Wars. Happy 4th of May. Happy May 4th. Be
Hey,
with you.
May the 4th be with you.
With you. May 4th. Star Wars. Hashtag
May the
Star Wars.
4th be with
Hashtag Yoda. All right, guys.
Hey, but just know if you're gonna hashtag May the 4th, you're gonna sell your soul to the Disney Corporation, and they're gonna
I
own.
just
They're
did
gonna
it.
own your life rights.
I just did it. Lucia Wilson, anything that you want to plug briefly?
No, I'm okay right now.
Any ideas or thoughts you want to plug?
You know, I know things are hard right now, but we're all gonna make it through and just stay home, stay safe.
That's perfect. I totally agree with that. And of course, we have Will Fordyce. Will, anything that you want to plug?
My email address is www.will.com@gmail.com.
I love it when you plug your email. I love it when I send you an email. It gives me such delight. Just because of your email, your simple username. A lot of people right now are like, that's a pretty good fucking idea. And they're like,
that's a great email address. That's hilarious. I'm going to send you an email just for the fun of it.
And of course, finally, Matt Cragg, resident blabber this week. What do you, in general, what do you want to plug?
You can just always make sure you follow me on Twitter at Craggum, Craggum.
And check out those Letterboxd reviews. They're fantastic. Do you have one for Star Wars off the top of your head? You could say no.
I don't think I've written any Letterboxd reviews for Star Wars. I don't think I...
Well, we should definitely drop a link when you've written a few.
Yeah, I did one for when we watched the The Happening on Saturday.
Oh, I'd love to hear that one real quick before we go. And I forgot Intern Corner. Sorry guys, we gotta do Intern Corner real quick. I don't want to let him down. Let's just
wait. Can we plug our Twitter?
You can plug your Twitter. Yeah, you can plug whatever you want.
Okay.
This was my Letterboxd review for The Happening.
Okay, let's hear it. Good one, dude. That was a good one.
I gave it 1 star. I said, surprisingly relevant in the age of coronavirus. If only our president would, quote, be scientific, douchebag.
Yeah, we did a live commentary on The Happening. That was perfect. Besides, you got to do science. You got to do the scientific method. If you haven't seen The Happening, it's a great, terrible movie, and I highly recommend it. Directed by the one and only M. Night Shyamalan. Okay, real quick Intern Corner, and then I'll let you guys go. Is that okay?
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Do you want it? Do you want the Intern Corner?
Yeah, it just as a parting gift, I actually do want it.
It's a little bonus feature. You thought people probably tuned out, but it'll be there for the history. Okay,
I'm still tuned in.
Me too. There's a lot of people watching right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So.
Wow.
It's crazy. There's 5 of us and 5 viewers. That's awesome. We should try to be friends with them.
It's
not me because I'm not tuned in, so we got 1 extra.
Oh,
I don't have it up either.
We have, but here is Alex Kahn. He's gonna be coming at you with Intern Corner. That's right, guys. It's Intern Corner. That's the time when I let our resident intern Alex Kahn speak his mind on the blab. It's a favorite segment of mine. I have no idea what he's gonna say. And I'll be honest, he likes to say a lot of random stuff. And that's why we love him here on the Blab. And he does a lot of great segments for us. And here he is, Alex Kahn, coming at us with his hot take on the May the 4th Be With You Day. A special time for everyone. And I'm excited to find him and see him and show him to you in just a second. Guys, shout out about your favorite Star Wars moments and scenes. What do you think? Favorite Star Wars scenes? Real quick, just do it real quick. Favorite Star Wars scenes, what are they? You guys have any favorite Star Wars scenes, Matt Cragg? Any favorite? Oh, it's just you. Fuck. Hold on now, you give me a minute. Give me a minute.
To live.
We're back.
Sure,
sorry about that, guys.
Need a place to live.
All right, bringing in Alex Kahn. Here he comes, guys. The one and only, our intern, Alex Kahn. Just have to get ready for. I'm sorry, we had a technical issue. I didn't add him appropriately to the call, but now it's happening. Here he is, guys. In one form or another, it is Alex Kahn. And this is
Another Star Wars reference.
Star Trek.
Corner, guys. That's right.
That's from Star Wars.
Alex Kahn, how's it going, buddy? Go widescreen for me. How many times have we said it?
Oh,
How many times have we asked this? I can't do it anymore. There he is, Mr. Alex Kahn, guys. Here for Intern Corner. He's looking like a happy.
So I
happy.
will start this by saying, like, I know incredibly very little about Star Wars. But yeah, what I'm going to talk mostly about is I want to just talk about Disney in general, because I really worry about Disney, like, a lot. Like, it really bothers me that they just bought Fox, because I just worry that they're just, like, buying fucking everything in sight, and
Same.
a lot of just little
Yeah, anything we
companies
haven't
just
said
don't
already. Anything else you got? Hot take.
And just mainly, like, I want, like, if with Star Wars is, I would love a Star Wars Joker, like a Joker in Star Wars universe, like, like a completely just crazy movie that just is set in the Star Wars universe.
So you
like,
want there to be like a hardcore? So Darth Maul doesn't do it for you, or Darth Vader?
No, like, I want an R-rated Star Wars. I would R-rated, I want an R-rated Marvel movie or something along those lines. I just feel like...
I thought you were saying take the character, the Joker, from the DC universe and place
No,
him
I
in
mean, like,
Star
I want,
Wars
like, a
universe.
Joker. I mean, like, I want, like, a Joker-style movie.
Right,
You know how
like
Joker
the
was, like,
agree.
almost like a complete, like, artistic, weird
Yeah,
movie.
like
that just
the
was
fall of Into the Dark Side.
A gritty reboot.
Yeah,
You
like
want a gritty
not
reboot.
even a reboot, just a gritty movie set in the Star Wars universe. That's just completely
All right, guys, that was Intern Corner. Thanks, Alex Kahn. That was a good one. Very Star Wars themed, and it's an interesting take that you want to see the Joker in the Star Wars franchise. Just kidding, that's not what you said, but I wish it was. Thanks for this call. You did a good one, and it was super, super fun. Well, guys, it's been a really good episode. I think it's finally time to wrap it up. Epic, just like the franchise. This was a fantastic one, and I can't thank my guests enough. We already did our plugs, so make sure you follow Cragum and email Will at www.will.com@gmail.com, and check out Lucia's message that she sent about being healthy and staying inside. Right, Lush?
Yes, for sure. Or at least being far away from people. Just stay away.
Stay away from people.
Practice social distancing,
Stay
everybody.
away from
Please,
people.
everything you do.
Please social distance. We care about you, and we care about everyone, people of high risk, essential workers. We care about all these people, and you know what? Honestly, so does Jar Jar. To send us out, Jar Jar. That's not you, Jar Jar. That's not you. Can you send us a good message about coronavirus? How are you taking it? Yeah, that's how I feel exactly. Wow. All right, guys. It's been fun. Sorry about my bad jokes as always, but not sorry. So I will see you guys next time. That's tomorrow night. We'll be back with more Movie Blab. Happy May the 4th be with you all.